Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is Jamila Creates, where I create beautiful things. Yesterday, I was doing a tutorial on Blender. Not a tutorial. I'm not good enough to do a tutorial yet. I'm new to it, but I was trying to show y'all my process for making notions for my sewing, which is a several part process. And my file type got corrupted and disappeared from my computer. Not me trying this again until I get it right. Let's get to it. All right, so I have a new file. I don't know why I'm doing that. I feel a new file, you know? I feel the vibes of that. So I have to measure something to give myself an accurate representation of my size models. So I'm gonna open these cute little beads that I got from a vintage marketplace. I'll link it down below if y'all are in Athens. You should check them out. Anyway, this bead is a good size bead. Not bead, button. This button is a good size button. Already off to a rocky start. Awesome. And it is a circle that is about 0.65 inches all the way around. So I am going to make a plane and set the plane to be, I'm not in inches. You know what? 0.65 inches. There. Where's my scene settings? No properties? Nope. Units. I'm going to change to imperial and change feet to inches because my measurement system is in inches. Okay. So now we have the size of a button. So we have our scale. I want a button that's about comparable in size to that. So Shift A, and let's see about, there are all these like neat different little shapes here. I feel like gears is a little steampunk. They're diamonds. I could do like a honeypot, star. Oh, there's a step pyramid. Oh, besides gigantic. Oh, cool. Not what we're doing today, but cool. Shift A. Okay, I need to focus, but I'm not going to until I figure out what this is. All right, enough of that. I am going to pick for a button, I think a round plane, like a circle, should do it. And the radius is set for 12 inches. Radius is half of, so just put it at 1 inch and then scale it down. Or 12 inches because, there we go. Yeah, I don't know. Scaling it down manually is a little bit more chaotic, but I like it better. I don't know. I have an artist background, not a mathematical background. Okay, so now that we've done that, I think I should add a modifier, and I see my mouse is loading, so I'm just going to save this file as notions. Okay, and now I'm going to add the solidify modifier under generate. And the thickness is quite low. What? Hang on. What the hell is this? Well, it's not registering as anything, so... Oh, it's getting thick in the wrong direction. That's stupid. Let me delete this and start over. Sorry, y'all. Mesh. If I pick out a UV sphere and flatten it, will that work? Let's try it. Okay. Radius being 12 inches is not what I wanted. Let's do 0.5. That's still a little big. I'm going to scale it down manually and then take it to the X view. You know what? I flattened it quite a bit, but I like it like this. The problem is that this side might need to be a bit more flat, but I can fix that in edit mode, and this way I don't have to add a modifier. Let me just select y'all. Going back into object mode, and I think the easiest way to do this is to just copy. Shift D, moving this over here, scaling this way, way down, evenly until we're about there. I'm not measuring. I could measure, but I don't want to. Oops. Pull this up just a little bit. Yeah. Maybe even more. I'm just going to thicken it anyway. Get into scale. Move it so that it's about halfway sticking out. And I know this looks very, very silly. I'm actually going to scale this up a little bit. Yeah, I know this looks very silly, but we'll come up with a button from it in just a minute. Shift D, left click to make sure that you're not moving it. G to grab, Y to stay on the Y axis. Shift D, left click, grab, X to stay on the X axis. Let's just test this from the center. Okay, Shift D, left click, G to grab, Y to stay on the Y axis. And I'm just going to take all of these and move them a little bit more towards the center. And I'm not sure if they have to be moved together or if this is fine. I feel like the plastic is going to cause some tension in the thread. When you're doing this, always think about the types of material that you're using. And I just feel like the type of material that I'm using could cut the thread a little bit. So I want the buttonholes to be close together so that the thread has less tension to deal with. Okay, so this is our ridiculous shape. And just like last time, we're adding a Boolean modifier. I don't know how to do this without doing it one by one. So if y'all have suggestions or know Blender better than I do, that would be awesome. Always hit apply before you delete or move your piece, because otherwise you're going to be like, why is this moving? I must be doing something wrong, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I think I'm doing everything right. Rabble, rabble, rabble. If you can't tell, this happened to me. Okay. And we have a basic button. I probably should have added a smoothing modifier, but I did not. Let's see what happens if I do that now. I'm just going to hit Control S to save, and I'm going to name this the plane scale, and this the button. Much creative. Okay. Now we check on our video. Still recording, doing well. Okay. Now, going to add, do I want subdivision surface or multi-resolution? Let's try subdivision surface. I'm gonna take it to 2 because I don't really care about renders so much. And what happens if I bring it up more? You're not supposed to bring it up past 5. I'm not seeing a difference between 2 and 5. Render we're ignoring. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna delete this and hit shade smooth. Oh, that's much, much better. Okay. And we have one very basic button. So yay me. Let's do something a little bit more complicated. I don't know what yet though. Alright, let's see what our mesh has to provide. There's the monkey. The monkey creeps me out. Let's not do the monkey because the monkey hurts my soul. Oh, this gem is very pretty. I don't know how I'm going to be able to flatten it, but I like it. Picasso. Okay. I'm just going to scale this down manually, which might be stupid because I flipped it. That was very stupid. Oh. I have to do one more thing. Okay, let's just make you... Do I want to gem the size of this button or do I want it bigger? I think I want it a little bit bigger to be like, hey, look at me, I'm a gem. Okay. I have no idea how this is gonna work in the mold. I'm a little scared, but we'll continue with being scared. Now, as for this, I'm just gonna hit Control A and apply all transforms. Just do it. Okay, for the gem. This is going to be a problem. Let's go into edit mode and fix our problems instead of complaining about them. Okay. Getting that flat. Now getting this flat. Huh. Well, that wasn't much of a problem at all. Cool. Back to object mode. I'm gonna hit Control S. And we have a flat back gem, which is cool, but I'm wondering if I want a hole in the back to sew it into. Yeah, that's the option that's gonna suck the least. Also, looking at it in the x-axis, I have to go back. Select all this. Flip to the x-axis again. And make sure that we're flat. Yeah. Okay. So, we have our gorgeous gem. I could push it down a little bit, but I'm gonna see how it lays like that. And the way I'm making these involves mold and melted plastic, so I'm not sure if having a ring at the bottom is going to be a good idea. But I should probably do it anyway. How big is this? No. Okay, 0.65, 0.65, 0.65. I think it is. Can you tell I'm stalling? All right, 0.15 deep. So I'm gonna go ahead and solidify this. Make the thickness be 0.15. Just so that I have a reference. And then location on the z-axis. Whoa, hello. All right, I'll do this manually, whatever. I want it to be on that line. Okay. Awesome. Control A, apply all transforms. I'm just going to apply this modifier. Control S, okay. This guy, right here, can scale him or her or them. Well, actually, it's an inanimate object, so it can scale it down just a little. So that's about the size of the fake button right here. All right, cool. If you can't tell, I'm stalling for adding the cylinder. Let's just do it, shall we? Shift A, mesh. Actually, a torus is the shape we already want. Okay. Whatever I did, I'm just going to take a scale to it. Needs to be a lot smaller than this. Skinnier too. I don't know how to. I guess I just go here and go boop. Don't want to make it too skinny though, because then it could break off. All right. Shade smooth. Save. And I know this is probably not best practices, but I am going to manually place this. This inside the gem, like that. And you can see we have a little hook. Oh, it's peeking through the top. We don't want that. I'm just gonna take scale and kind of flatten it a little bit. Down a little bit. Maybe up a little bit on this axis. Should up some more so that it clips through. Oh, it's clipping a little too much, so I'll move it down about to there. Perfect. And I'm gonna go -X and just check my placement. And there we go. I'm going to make a quick D-ring. I think we should have, from this tutorial on, if you're watching me right now, I just did the introduction. Hi. I edited out a bunch of me making mistakes. So, keeping in mind that I'm new to Blender, of course. So this one's called Thumbhole. These are zipper pulls, by the way. This one's called Thumbhole. This one has my brand name on it, so that'll be really cool. And this is just a star because Kitsch is in this season. And I made everything around this tiny little zipper pull right there, which I measured to real life. So now that we have that out of the way, I'm glad y'all are here. I think this is the plane I was... No, doesn't matter. I'm glad y'all are here, and I think I'm just going to make a basic zipper pull right now. So I measured the radius of my thumb, which I think diameter means full length around the thumb, so radius would be half of that, and half of that is 1.5. So hitting Control A will bring up your add mesh, or you go to mesh, I go to torus, which y'all should try the donut, the donut tutorial. I'll link it below. Anyway, so I have, should be on the inside for a thumb, except when I move this around, it changes, so that doesn't seem right. 1.5. Is that 1.5? Okay. Oh no. Okay, let's try this again. I'm just going to add a cylinder for reference, have the radius of that be 1.5, have the depth be 2, and this over here, is it under thumbhole? Okay. Going to create a new collection for that. References, which I misspelled. Oh, no, okay. Under thumb. Okay. So, I'm going to create another new collection. Just duplicate collection. Make sure that those are separate and then delete them. So instead of thumbhole 001, this can now be called O-ring. And I might also make a D-ring in here, but you know. Okay, now making sure that I'm in the O-ring, I bring in the torus. And I'm just making sure that that little dot is in the center of this. And I'm going to scale it manually. Down to that little dot, and since it's a D-ring, I can actually make it a little bit bigger. Scale it down on this axis just a little bit to kind of flatten it out. And there we have a basic O-ring, a very, very basic O-ring. I'm going to go into edit mode, and I'm going to put it so that you can see through it. Select all of these. It doesn't matter which vertices you select, by the way. Vertice selection is up here where my mouse is. It doesn't matter which vertices you select, but I'm just going to hit delete or X, click on vertices, and you can see we now have a hole. So I'm going to do edge select. It's right there next to vertice select, and double click there. F for face, double click there, F for face. And I feel like it's a little too much, so I'm gonna go back to vertice select, well, yeah, that's all these. make sure that I can see again. E for extrude. And I can't do that. One at a time then. I'm gonna go here. And I'm just toggling visibility in the upper right-hand corner. You see how there are all these different shading options. I'm toggling between this one and this one. All right. E for extrude. E for extrude. Click. R for rotate. And I'm going to do the same for this side. If I can grab the vertices correctly. I'm sure there's a lasso tool or something. I just haven't looked it up or seen it in any of my tutorials. Control S, because I did not like how that stopped for a second. That has also been a problem here. E for extrude. R for rotate. Don't rotate it too much. And you'll see that they are very close together, but not touching. And that's because if I have a small gap like here, I can still hopefully thread it through things and then just melt it because I'm using plastic, recycled plastic. Hopefully I can. Maybe I want to make it a little bit closer together, but I think it should be fine. Just a habit of plastic extrusion, I think. And you have yourself a basic D-ring. Oh, I should really, if it's finished, O-ring, if it's finished, which I think it is, I'm just going to multi-resolution, Control S, subdivide, Control S. Can you tell I don't trust this now? Because I don't trust this now. Shade smooth. And now I have an O-ring. One more thing, and I refuse to be hard on myself for forgetting things. Let's just go back into Notions. And I think I want a D-ring. So I brought this person. I've had this in here and I still forgot about it. Clown. Anyway, I'm just going to measure. Get off. There we go. There's a D-ring right here. I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm just going to measure it and make another plane. So this is 1 inch by 1 inch. Talk about unnecessary. Okay. Shift A, mesh, plane. And I'm gonna rename this Scale 2. Original, lovely, never the same. Okay, also grab and move it along the x-axis. And then I am going to use the insert text. Shift A again, text. And I messed that up immediately. Okay. Let's try that again. Shift A, add text. It's either huge or tiny. It is huge. Okay. And along the wrong axis. So let's rotate this. Scooch it. Scale it. Scale it. Scooch it again. It's still massive, but I'm going to take the opportunity to go into edit mode. Change this to a capital D. Okay, go back into object mode. Let's see what I can, if I remember this. Decimating it. Going back into object mode, or edit mode, okay. Object. Convert. Oh, I think I should scale it first actually. Make it the right size. Actually, I think the 1 by 1 was a little small. What if I have it be 2 by 2? Okay, now obviously it doesn't fit exactly into the scale, but at least I know the general size of the thing. I'm just going to delete that. Okay. Now, object, convert to mesh. Enter, I guess. Save. Let's go into edit mode. Okay. Into this. Was that it? I feel like I'm missing a step. Why am I being such a clown? Okay. Solidify. Just up to whatever feels right. For thickness, I don't know, is 2 good? Yeah, I think making it like an even 2. And if you care about what side the thickness is coming off of, if it's like going down on the z-axis or up on the z-axis, that's where offset comes in. If I want it to be like, I believe right now it's going down on the z-axis. If I want it to go up on the z-axis, which I don't, but let's demonstrate. Actually, I don't care, so. And you could see it just kind of switched where it was. All right. It's in simple mode. Aren't we all? Hit apply, shade smooth. Oh, I don't like how that shaded smooth. Okay. Haha, just kidding. Subdivision surface. Oh. Oh no. Why does that fill in the D? Okay. Delete this. Let's see what we're working with. Go into edit mode. One face is one face. Okay. Why don't I... Just highlighting everything. It has a bit of a sharp surface. And I don't know why, because I don't know what I'm doing about this. But that feels right. Can I shade smooth from here? Extrude. Bevel. Bevel, bevel, bevel. Let's not do that. Let's try 0.05. That did nothing. Let's try 0.5. Okay. Okay. segments. Whoa, make this really rounded. And I kind of want to. Instead of 0.5, maybe 0.7? Will 1 kill me? No, this looks decent. Still feel like I can shade smooth from the menu, and that might help it because something's happening here. I don't love it. Oh, that fixed it. I mean, it's not perfect. Okay. These lines here. These lines. Why do I feel like when I delete these, it's going to be a problem? Oh, it was indeed a problem. Okay. Well, there's a weird lump here that I don't love. I keep that as flat as possible. And I can't. Awesome. It's just... Can we not? And... Passable. What I think... I think it should be longer. Nope, not scaled. Definitely not, but more like this. Yeah, I like that. And there we have a D-ring. And an O-ring would be about the same. I'm going to go over more complex buttons later, or I might go over it myself, be a jerk and not tell y'all, or show y'all, because these tutorials take forever and I end up looking like a clown on them. So, we shall see. But my progress so far has been pretty good. So I think the next thing I'm going to show y'all is how I'm going to learn to do chains. And then after I make my buttons, it'll be time for 3D printing. I'm very much looking forward to that because I do want to get restarted on my brand. I feel like I'm behind. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm just going to pass this off for the exit monologue outro that I did earlier. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see y'all again on this part of my journey into making my own notions for my brand. I'll have my website linked down below, as well as a few Blender tutorials and my last video or part 1. Looking forward to doing more of this, and happy 3D modeling. Bye!